Hey everybody, Unstable Gamer here, and welcome back to Marvel Future Revolution. The honeymoon phase is over, we're done, the glitz and glamour has been removed. So now let's take a look at this game. There is some suggestions that I have for the game, because I feel that there are some aspects to this game that need a little love, or could use a little love. So we're going to go ahead and discuss that right now. But first, before we do, if you're just now finding this channel, you want to stay up to date with everything Marvel Future Revolution, consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss out. All right, and welcome back. Just a quick reminder, all the links to my social media are in the description below, so definitely check that out. I do stream this game once a week on Mondays for Marvel Mondays. The link is in the description below as well for my Twitch channel. Definitely join us over there if that's something that you're interested in hanging out and watching and interacting with. All right, so with that, let's take a look at kind of what some suggestions that I have for this game. Now, I think overall this game is great. I like the story. I like the characters. I like the fact that they all have their introductory story before joining Omega Flight. That is all great. I like the combat system. The game is great overall. So if that's the case, what do we have to make some suggestions about? There's a lot, actually. But really kind of what I wanted to focus on was kind of the end game and the progression mechanics of this game and things that I think would help continue to make this game fun and enjoyable long into the end game as well. So first, let's go ahead and take a look at my list here. So here's my handy dandy list. Core combining. So core combining, I'm going to go ahead, we're going to run over there right now. Cores are what you use to enhance your badges. You slot them in your badges just like you would gem equipment, things like that in other games. And they give you specific stats. Now you got a couple different colors here. You got your reds, your yellows, your blues, and your greens. And you can combine 3 of any color as long as they are the same star level. So 1 stars, 2 stars, 3 stars, so forth. And also what happens is it will give you a high chance of getting the next star level piece returned to you. Here's my challenge. Here's my problem with this. Is if you put all 3 of the same color, it's 100% RNG what you're going to get back. You could get any color back, any stat back. I feel that in order to kind of make this a little bit more enjoyable and maybe reduce the frustration of losing a color that you know that you need. You're trying to improve the star level of a specific color, let's say green, so that you can get a better stat, a higher stat. Then all of a sudden you get a yellow back, and that's very frustrating. So I think that for this here, if we put 3 of one color, if I put 3 greens, 3 blues, whatever, it should yield that color back. The stat, I don't know, maybe you can choose a stat or the stat's RNG. Really, this is more around the color because you don't want to waste that slot in your badge. And when you get a different color back, and you can't use that now your character is less powerful than it was before. It has less stats. So if it's 3 of one color, you should be able to yield that color back. If it's 2 of one color, let's say 2 blue and 1 green, you should have an increased chance of getting blue back, or the dominant color back. And then if you have 3 each of a different color, then it's fine if that's completely RNG. You're doing that for a reason. You probably don't have enough. It's lower beginning part of the game. But in order to make this a little more valuable and for allowing the players to strategize and plan a little bit better, if you put 3 of one color, you should get that color back. So that's my suggestion there for the core combining. It is quite frustrating when you get a completely different color back. And it makes me not want to do it, but you have to do it because you're constantly trying to get the higher star level so you can get better stats. All right, next is going to be the workshop. Let's go ahead, run over there really quick. See, a lot of this is really just right in here in this area with you're doing a lot of maintenance for your character. The workshop here, here's my challenge with the workshop. Now, really kind of what you're using this for, you can use this in here so you can get different enhancers. You can also go here so you can get different convergium and different these materials here for your specialization. But really, a lot of people are using this part right here where you're crafting region-specific gear. So New Stark City, Xanderth, Hydra America, Midgardia. The challenge with this is that it says right here, there is a low chance to acquire whatever region it is. In this case, Midgardia costume, a very low chance. And it's expensive down here to run through a bunch of this. It takes 30 of these region-specific materials. 3 of these, we're going to talk about this in just a minute. And then you got your Convergium here, which is fairly rare as well. So it's pretty pricey to use this and not get the region piece that you're looking for. And you get something completely different. This is a little bit frustrating, and in the end game, you do a lot of this. You do a lot of the workshop, and you do a lot of farming. Now, in the end game, for any game, farming is normal. That's fine. That's great. But when it's so slow, it does take some of the enjoyment out of it, because then it starts to feel like a chore. And when you come to this workshop and you want this region piece, and you're not getting it, and you're having to farm so many materials, it's just, you feel defeated and frustrated because you're not getting anywhere and you're not getting to where you want to get to. So that right there, the workshop, and just how expensive that is and such, and this low chance really, I feel, they need to either improve the chance that you're going to get region gear from here, or reduce the materials that you need in order to do that. Because I've done so many, and I still haven't got a region piece from here. All right, next is going to be Sin Particle farming. And I use this specific word. Sin Particle farming is excruciatingly slow. There's really only one way to get it. There are some other areas in the game through some specific quests and stuff, but as far as regular farming, that's this right here, these Sin Particles. It takes 3, and it really adds up when you're trying to do more of these and you're trying to get those regional materials. You run out of these Sin Particles very, very quickly. And the only way to get them is to go in here and go into operations and go to special operations. They're right here. You get anywhere from 8 to 12. That's it. And you can only farm once a day and get your reward count. Now, at 3, if you get 12, that's what? That's 4 that you're... My brain's working a little slow. That's 4 costumes that you're going to be able to create that day. But that's it. Those 4 more than likely aren't going to get you what you need. Like I said before, for as much as you have to farm materials for those region costumes, it's very frustrating, again, when you can't get what you're looking for and you don't feel like you're progressing in the game. And the regional costumes, depending on your character and what you're looking for, are important because you have specific stats and bonuses for each region that is going to help you depending on how you're building your character. So Sin Particles, super slow. We need to be able to do something different with that so that we can farm those. And I got a suggestion for that as well. Raids, when you get to the end of the game, really kind of what you're focused on is this specialization piece. And this thing's a little convoluted, but this thing right here, you're using, through raids, you're getting these right here. Now, I understand this is end game, and you're supposed to go a little bit slow there. It's just excruciatingly slow. There's that word again, right? So with raids, you can only do 1 a day. That is it. So you can go in, you do the today's raids, here's your rewards, and then for doing that specific day's raids, you do get these materials here. So this does help a little bit with specialization. The challenge with raids, though, is that only being able to do 1 a day, it really slows that grind down and makes it feel like more and more of a grind. I feel that what would be cool is if we were able to do at least 3 a day, and then you can start paying crystals in order to get more attempts. So I think that would help quite a bit. And then the last one here is farming events. So in every mobile game that I've played practically, you have events that come up on specific days where you're able to farm a specific currency, whether it's gold or whatever. So being able to farm, like let's say we have an event comes up on Mondays and Wednesdays where you can farm gold. Maybe on Saturdays you can farm Sin Particles. Maybe on another day of the week or two that you can farm crystals. Because crystals get very, very rare the more that you get into the game as well. And being able to, having some way as a free-to-play player to build up those crystals, I think would be very helpful. But right now, they're very, very slow to get. And a lot of the rewards, a lot of the missions and things that do give you crystals are one-time rewards, and that's it. So it really kind of forces you to purchase those crystals. So if there's some sort of farming event that we can do once a week or something like that for crystals, especially for the free-to-play player, I think that would help. Also, region materials, whatever it may be, it would be nice to have that steady grinding that we can do to bring some of those materials in, especially the materials that are super, super rare to get or really, really slow to get. There needs to be a balance. I know that we can't have an abundance of these materials so that we blast through everything super quick, but I think there needs to be better pacing, especially once you get to the end game. So there you go, everybody. Those are my suggestions, my top 5 suggestions for the game. Very interested in your thoughts. I know there's a lot here, and the game is a lot of fun, but I know that a lot of people have a lot of suggestions as well. These are really kind of what I wanted to hone in on because, again, once you get towards that end game and that end game grinding that every game has, you don't want it to be painful. You do want to work for it, but it shouldn't be a painful experience for the player. So, and I feel like it is right now. All right, everybody. Very curious on your thoughts. What are your suggestions for the game? Definitely let us know. And as always, I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch the video. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button and share your thoughts and questions in the comment section below. Take care, everybody, and we'll talk to you next time.